Hey, and welcome to this video where I will show you the 4 systems that will actually get you to your ideal revenue month. And this is for anybody that has an online program, online course, or online coaching offer, but also people who want to actually build one of these 3 things, right? If you're in the process of actually doing that, this video will be also super valuable for you because you're going to know exactly what to do and how to actually build it in order to get to your ideal revenue month, right? If you have a specific goal, I want to make 20K, I want to make 30K, I have this amount of audience size, I want to be able to turn it into a 10K per month business, to have this, to have that. This is exactly the 4 systems you can do it with, right? And these 4 systems is essentially all you need to be able to have that revenue month that you really want, right? So let's get really into it. I want to make this video because most people don't actually have a system or don't have these systems put in place, built in, where they're actually able to have sales on autopilot and consistently, right? It's all about consistently having the systems in your business to be able to hit those months, right? And this is exactly the systems you should have in place inside your business and inside your offer, right? First one, consistent content ideation planning. I will get into all these systems more in depth, but essentially this is on the content side of things. So how much output of content are you actually making? The appropriate selling system. So how are you actually transferring the people that, obviously you're reaching through your content into actually buying your offer? There's very specific systems you have to have in place in order to do this effectively. Good student results. This pretty much says it by itself. Being able to really deliver good results on your promise, on your offer, also super important. I'll show you exactly why, and the proper help to do all of this. So how to actually implement all the systems and how to have the actual proper help in order to implement them, right? And essentially all of these put together will put you to have a successful automated online offer, right? This is what it will do. So let's break down everything. This is you. Let's start with the consistent content ideation planning. So when you have an offer in place and conversion systems settled, it's a question of output and content. So when you actually have your offer, like it's up and running, you have sales pages, you have everything, and we'll show you in the next one, it's already all set and done. It's really a question of how much people can you actually get to your page, how much attention can you get, and how much content output can you actually do, right? And there's different strategies for different niches. So like I said, depending on your niche, depending on the type of content, depending on the different platforms, this system can differ, right? The actual system, the content can very much differ, whether you're on Instagram, whether you're solely on YouTube, whether you're on your 3 platforms, whether you're just focusing on one, it really does depend, right? The system kind of varies, right? For some of you, and for some of the people you will see online, they'll be on multiple platforms, right? So you can see an example of her right here. She's on multiple platforms, gaining as much attention as she possibly could, while others actually just only focus on one platform because, they get the most amount of results from it. And because of their niche, it's better for them just to simply focus on one platform. So it really depends, right? This is why I'm talking to you, because I can't give you the exact system just because it depends exactly where your situation is and your niche and that kind of stuff, right? But there's essentially just 2 ways you can go about this. A done for you content system, right? This is the actual system, the infrastructure. This is where you actually have a team of people actively doing your content for you and editing. And you may be thinking that doesn't exist, or people are this service, not a lot of people do it because they're not scaling that much, but you'd be surprised the amount of people who have all their content on all the different platforms edited and simply done for them. They don't have to post it, they don't have to do anything. It's completely done for them, right? So this is the done for you content system. And this is when you're really busy either with the delivery program or actually growing your business, right? You're only too focused on the actual deliverables of your business and essentially growing it rather than spending all your time making content, right? So this could be if you're a bit more advanced, right? And essentially, this is where the biggest people in the industry are currently doing this. When you're too big, you have too much money, and that kind of stuff, you just hire people to do all your content for you to get as much attention as you possibly could, right? And in order to do this, you need to hire team members that can actively come up with not only content ideas, but actually edit them, do your content, and then actually publish them for you. So it's the whole infrastructure for your content. And they can do this on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube as well, right? When you have the whole thing, when you have the whole content system done, they can do it for you, right? Like I said, you can have this done on multiple platforms. The other one is the done with you content system. This is where you have a team of people actively scripting and giving you content ideas. They're not actually doing it for you, but they're doing it done with you. So they're advising you on exactly what to do, what kind of viral video is best for you to do. Maybe the script, they give you a script, you don't actively copy it, you just kind of adjust it, they do that for you, right? This really helps with having consistent content ideas and converted content. You want the content, when you post content, you make a lot of time creating it, you want content that actually converts, and not just content that brings a lot of people to your page, but they don't actually convert. And essentially what this allows you to do is focus on putting more content out while still being able to kind of edit to your liking, because a lot of people don't necessarily want a team around it. They want to be able to still make their content to their liking, and essentially because they're just not there in their business yet, right? They're not making enough money to pay someone to do that. They want to be able to make their content, which is completely fine and is actually recommended at the start. Right? You shouldn't go with a done for you content system just yet when you're in the process of scaling your business and are a certain revenue month, right? Again, this is kind of recommended for most people that kind of have online offers, right? This is not for everybody. This is just for people who are kind of just starting out or kind of in that middle ground, right? So this is essentially the done with you content system. So moving on, the appropriate selling system, like I mentioned, this is the system where you're able to sell people inside your offer. So how do you actually able to make sales, right? Depending on your niche, type of content, and the type of offer, this system will vary drastically, right? It completely depends what kind of niche you're in, what type of content, what type is the offer. Is it high ticket? Is it mid ticket? What are the actual systems? Do you have a YouTube channel? Like, it completely depends on exactly your situation, your selling system, right? But I'll tell you exactly what it kind of looks like, right? So for some, you might see a super complex system, while others online actually just use a super simple system, right? You'll maybe the super complex systems, think about sales funnel, think about the free opt-in pages, and think about all those systems in the email. Those are pretty complex, while others use a bit more simple, right? It's just maybe DM me on Instagram, we can get started, I can send you the payment link. Some are a bit more on that regard simple, right? So it really depends. Here's some selling systems we use with our own clients. But in general, they all do the same thing. You essentially just bring someone who is on your page, being able to nurture them, give them value, and who you are and what you essentially do. So you get them that information to them. Again, give them valuable information, and then get them to kind of micro commit to something, whether that's giving you their email, starting a conversation, watching more of your content. That's a micro commitment you want, right? Essentially what you want for every single offer, that's what they have to do, because they're not going to buy from you if they don't know anything about you, right? That's just basics. And after that, you kind of want to just take them to a bigger commitment that they can do. And that's either directly buying your offer straight off the bat, or booking a call, or doing something that's a bit bigger commitment, right? And this is only once you've been able to nurture, right? And this is only when you've been able to actually nurture them, right? So next up, that's the appropriate selling system. Good student results. Now, this may seem a bit more simple than it actually is, but it's a bit more complex, right? You'll never be able to get anywhere if your offer doesn't provide good results. I can't stress this enough. If you have an offer, it's a course, it's a program, a coaching offer, and you can't get results at all for your students, it's never going to work. That's not a business that works. Any kind of business who don't have a good reputation will never make it far. Even if you have the good strategies and you fake the results, somehow, some way, it's not actually going to work, right? So in order to have this, the right offer structure must be in place. You have to have the right offer and how it is actually structured and how it's actually helping people to be able to get them results, right? There's a whole system as well to be able to get those results from them directly. So putting in place good things like accountability, coaching, being really active inside with people, helping people, and really wanting to help people get results. That's the number one thing I would say to people for their students to get good results. Like, be interested in your student getting results. It's really going to help you in the long run, right? And like I mentioned, like, this is a huge crucial thing if you want to be able to scale. If you want to be able to scale to those really good revenue months, you have to have really good student results. And it's also a huge buying factor for a lot of people. People will buy mainly because of the reviews. If you don't have any reviews on your page, on your sales page, anything, or talk about, in your stories about all the results you've been able to get and how it's actually helped people, you're not going to get sales simply because people just buy off that already, right? They'd rather a bunch of testimonials than a bunch of things in the program. That's the reality of it, right? Also, great to use in your content and makes it way more effective. Once you have those results, you can simply implement it in the content system, and that's going to work for you, right? Really, really good system on that. Essentially, having the right partner that can help you implement the system specifically in your account, because the systems do vary on your account, your niche, your type of content, that kind of stuff, like I mentioned, is essentially what we do at Growth Experts. Want to plug this quickly, is the agency I run, specifically helping others with all these systems, implement from A to Z the whole process on how to get your online offer, build, launch, and scale. So that's essentially what we do at Growth Experts. If you're interested in that, you can check that out. But moving on, here's exactly what these systems will do for you if you're actually able to implement these systems, right? The consistent content ideation and planning, which is super important. Obviously, the content is probably the number one thing. Being able to sell your offer is essentially you're going to have heavy content output to get the most attention, right? You're going to get the most eyeballs on your offer, most eyeballs on you specifically. and have the best content in order to gain followers and convert. It's one thing to post content, but to post content that actually is able to gain followers from it, right? So good content, but also convert into your offer. That's the number one thing. It has to be content that isn't necessarily salesy, but is actually able to convert people to your offer. And specific content for that, that we also help with, right? Not having to figure out which content you have to do every single week is a pretty something that a lot of people want necessarily, right? A lot of content creators are kind of burnt down with the kind of content they have to do. But essentially, when you have a team that's exactly helping you out with exactly what kind of content you should do, and this is not by copying others, but it's exactly just seeing exactly what's working on the market and be able to convert it into your script. So you can just say it, record it, and then edit it and just post it. Really does help a lot, right? That's for the done for you and done with you system. For the appropriate selling system, you're just going to have the right account and layout and optimization. So this is exactly for whichever account you use, either that's Instagram or YouTube or TikTok, just having the right layout and optimizations to get people to your offer. Being able to convert followers into your offer effortlessly. So having all the right systems where you don't necessarily have to be always promoting it or always trying to, text people and tell them to actually get into your offer. You just have this system which kind of goes for you, right? And essentially this allows you to have an offer that sells itself without being too pushy, without you having to, beg people to come in your offer. That's definitely not what you want, right? The good student results, well, being able to deliver amazing results for your student is obviously a win. Being able to leverage that to be able to sell more, you're going to have those results. They're going to be able to post it, and you're going to be able to take that within your content and sell even more. And it's also just like an overall positive experience with you and your brand. This is super important. Like the reputation of you as a person and your offer really dictates how your business is going to go, specifically also in the long term, right? If you have a good reputation in the long term, it's going to work. But if you have a bad reputation, or if people are getting inside, they're not getting results, it's really going to hurt your business. So super important to put the emphasis on good student results, right? And the proper help, like I mentioned, with us directly, being able to have all these systems implemented specifically and personally to you, done for you, super important as well, because you're going to have all these systems to be able to sell more. It's just going to help you make more money and have the ability to reach your highest months. That's what these systems will allow you to do, and not having worries or being unsure what to do, which system to use, right? Maybe you're kind of researching right now, you know exactly what systems you want to get into the industry and build your own. You're unsure like how to actually build it and how to market and that kind of stuff. Just having the systems done for you and implemented for you really is going to help you. Right. So that's it for what these systems will actually do for you. And essentially, what are benefits from this? Like, sure, I'm going to have all these systems and it's all fancy, whatever, but what is it actually going to allow me to do? Well, it's going to allow you to have 10 to 30K plus per month revenue, or whatever revenue you want, right? Depending on your account and your niche, that kind of stuff. It's going to allow you to get to the high revenue months that you ultimately want. It's going to help you also get location freedom, because with an online program or with any online offer, you can essentially work from anywhere. That's what it allows you to do. You can live off your passion. So whether you're creating an offer about fitness, and that's what you're really good at, you're going to be able to live off it. And you're also going to be able to less work hours, right? Essentially, you're going to be able to take that time back for you specifically. So that being said, if you are someone watching this video and want to actually get these specific systems directly implemented in your account, whether you already have an offer or you want to kind of build your offer, whether that's a program, whether it's a course, doesn't really matter. And you want to have these systems so that way when you build it, you actually get the most amount of results possible out of your offer, which is a really good idea. So again, if you're looking to build, launch, and scale your online program, and you are watching this video a skilled creator, that's the only people we work with, people kind of already online and are pretty skilled at something and just want to take that leap and get into this industry, we'll go to the link below this video, specific on our page right here. Watch our qualifying video, and if you do qualify and are interested in furthermore, directly book a call. Underneath it, you're going to see the blue button here. You can directly book a call, and then we can obviously see if we're a good fit to work together and discuss things on that call. So if you're interested, specifically do that, and I'll see you in the next one.